It is Wednesday, May 14th. Welcome back to Damon Bruce Plus, brought to you by Ike Sandwiches, our good friends at the Dubliner. And it is really good to see you again. I got to tell you, when you have kids, you do a lot of things that between the ages of 18 and the day you have kids, you don't do. Like I'm doing a lot of Lego projects. I'm doing a lot of coloring, doing a lot of puzzles. I love puzzles. Turns out I forgot how much I liked puzzles. This is why I like schedule release day, because we get the final piece of the off-season puzzle that we've been cobbling together now through free agency, is where teams get to go out and buy their own puzzle pieces. Then, of course, you get the NFL draft where you get to choose your own puzzle pieces from a big stack of puzzle pieces that everyone has access to. So you want to find the right puzzle pieces there. And then the schedule release, it's like when you start seeing all of your puzzle pieces and you separate the ones with the flat edges. The flat edges means they're on the outside. This is how the whole thing is framed. Without the actual schedule, we don't know how the NFL season is framed, which is why today really is so important. Like we at 5:00 will get the official schedule from the NFL, their big release, and we will know what everything looks like and how these games come out, the amount of rest in between games, the lack of rest in between games, the Thursdays stacked on top of Mondays and Sunday nights, and how it all fits together does matter. We know the opponents, but opponents in which order, that does matter. Not all of these NFL road trips, not all of these NFL stadiums, not all of these NFL weather situations that you could be dealing with are created equal. So there are a million different variables. It's why the schedule really matters. Now, I love WLWWWLWW. I love that show. We will do that show. But just knowing the course, knowing the roadmap and how it all fits together, this is a very important day. There's so much NFL news that we pretend to make more importance out of than it really is. This is important. So because it is such important news and everybody is, doggedly chasing it, who can leak what, we've got some pieces of the puzzle already leaked. Now, do we know these for sure? No. But when a guy who's telling you, hey, I think Atlanta is going to Tampa Bay in week 2, and then a guy in Tampa is like, hey, I think Atlanta might be coming here in week 2, you kind of put it together and think, well, maybe these inside sources really do have something. We start with a very dependable inside source, Dave Softy Mahler, a longtime radio host up in Seattle who's got great connections with the Seahawks. He says that the 49ers season opens week 1 in Seattle. I wouldn't put it past Dave to have that right. I really wouldn't. The one thing we think we know is that the 49ers will open in Seattle in week 1. This would be the 4th time in 5 years that the 49ers are opening on the road. I got no problem with that. I really don't. Open on the road and home doesn't matter. Niners travel so great. Seahawks, one of those stadiums where you don't really get to invade it because Seahawks fans are great too. But it's not being on the road that I don't like. What I don't like is opening with a division opponent. I wish you could get some tread worn off your tires just a little before you start playing high leverage, worth twice as much as any other game division opponent. But that's the way the schedule goes, if that's indeed the way it goes. Cheers. Here comes a sip of the day. It just feels right. Yes. Yes. Outstanding sip of the day. Barry, long live the Plus. Thank you very much, Barry. Long live you as well. Good to see so many people in here. Rob C, celebrating Humo Day. Thank you very much, Rob. Great to have you. Good to see Otis, as always. Good to see the Postman. By the way, Postman's like, D. Bruce, you said it for years. Pete Rose would die. Now he's eligible for the Hall of Fame. Still needs to be voted in, but you called it. I solved that problem years ago. I mean, this is why listening to me eventually, I hope, pays off for everyone. So here's the deal. It looks like at Seattle week 1. Week 2, we don't know. Week 3, we don't know. Week 4, there is a Jaguars leaker who says he's seen the Jaguars schedule, and the Jaguars will be coming to Santa Clara in week 4. So let's plug that in. We'll know it all for real a little bit later today, but right now, this is what we think we know. In week 5, apparently somebody down in LA has leaked the Rams schedule, so we know the 2 dates against the Rams may be at the Rams SoFi Stadium, week 5, and then the Rams are at Levi's Stadium in week 10. A trip to the New York Giants, somebody has leaked the New York Giants schedule in its entirety, has the 49ers heading to MetLife Stadium in week 9 to take on the New York Giants. So if we know the Rams and Jag dates in terms of home games, we just need to now know when the Cardinals, the Seahawks, the Falcons, the Panthers, the Bears, and the Titans are coming into town. I've been reading somebody out of Atlanta that says that the Falcons are going to be one of the teams that the NFL is betting on to be a rising, interesting team this year. And the Falcons are going to get 2 primetime appearances. As we know, the team likes, the NFL likes to put the 49ers in primetime games. Maybe the Falcons are going to be at Levi Stadium for a Monday night football game, a Sunday night football game. That's something to keep an eye on. The rest of the home schedule, it really doesn't matter, how it comes out. There is no big difference in terms of weather difference at Levi Stadium. It's always a pretty pleasant day. Maybe it's a little bit too hot and the sun's too bright. Could use some shade around here. But, it's not like there's a big difference between going to Lambeau Field in early September or in late December. That's a big difference. There really is no big difference. Maybe you catch some rainy seasons, a foggy day coming into Santa Clara, but there really isn't that much of a big difference for any team getting here and, the weather is going to be in play. There's going to be inches of snow on the ground. Not in Santa Clara. We got 9 away games. Again, we think we know 3 of them. At Seattle, at the Rams, at the New York Giants. That leaves the Cardinals, the Browns, the Texans, the Colts, the Saints, and the Buccaneers as when are the 49ers showing up there. Again, you've got Dome, Cleveland, not a dome. So the earlier you can get to Cleveland, the less weather should be involved in that game. Texans, Dome, Colts, Dome, Saints, Dome, Tampa Bay. Again, hopefully you're not running into hurricane season. But it's not like you're going to be worried about weather in Tampa Bay beyond, boy, it's really hot or humid out here. So, I don't think that when that game happens really matters. The trip to New York City, again, nobody likes playing at that stadium. Nobody likes MetLife Stadium. Nobody likes the playing surface at MetLife Stadium. Week 9, okay, wouldn't want to go to New York much later than that, right? Because it's only going to get colder and darker earlier in the year. So, looking at fan trips. Like as a fan, you're a 49er fan and you don't know when you might be going to these games, but you got to pick a destination game and you're going to go to it. Look, whenever New Orleans is on the schedule, that instantly becomes the number 1 place to go. Going to the Superdome, a Saints game in New Orleans is something every single football fan should do. New Orleans for a football weekend, it's awesome. Go to New Orleans. New Orleans, number 1 with a bullet. No doubt about it. Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is a great weather trip, depending how early in the season that it gets. It's a fun, much less expensive than other NFL destinations to go to. If you're a group of single guys and you're looking for reasonably priced, well-stocked strip clubs, well, Tampa Bay is a town for you. And again, it's a great road trip without big city prices. Tampa Bay is a sneaky, really good road trip for 49ers fans to go on this year. Again, New York City, look, it's always great to visit New York City. The place is a monster. But 1, that stadium sucks. 2, the cost of going to New York is always exorbitant. Again, would you rather be in Tampa for half the price or in New York City for twice the price. To me, I think I'd rather go to Tampa. I'm going to tell you right now, here's something that you're not going to get an awful lot of. You can have fun a weekend in Cleveland. You can have a lot of fun over a weekend in Cleveland. I had a great weekend in Cleveland in my life. You get Cleveland for a weekend? Sure. Reasonably priced as well. Not nearly the cost of going to New York City or New Orleans. New Orleans can get expensive. Cleveland is a sneaky decent, as long as that game is scheduled pre-November. Anything after November, you're not going to want to be in Ohio. You're really not. And let me just say this for those of you who really, really like college sports as well. Going to a game in Indianapolis, again, it's priced to move, easy to go spend less money in Indianapolis than an awful lot of other cities, but there's a reason for that. There's not so much going on in Indianapolis, but you can have fun in Indianapolis. And if you are going to 49ers Colts, when is that game? Is it during college football season, meaning you are within driving distance of several Big Ten stadia? Is it during college basketball season, late enough in the year to where you could get down and see a game at Assembly Hall? You could go to maybe a Butler game at Butler Fieldhouse, which is a great place for any college basketball fan to go. And look, I'm not going to say anything nice about Purdue, but you can watch a really good game at Mackey Arena. There are other things drivable to do if you're going to Indiana to see a Niner game and you're a fan of other sports. There's an option there. And again, reasonably priced. So DJ Mavis is like, all that said, I'd hit up Ohio for the amusement parks alone. Look, you're not going to want to be at Cedar Point in December. I don't think it's open. So, but yes, I mean, if you are in Ohio and it's nice, Cedar Point, get there, baby. Roller coaster heaven. I've been. It's great. The Cardinals' schedule has leaked. All right, well, we know maybe when to put more. Here's the thing. We'll know it all at 5 o'clock. We don't have to go through again, but good. God bless the leakers. God bless the leakers. By the way, Red Jet, I low-key want to fly out to Indy for a game. That could be fun. Look, a lot of stuff to do at reasonable price points. You can have a great steak in Indianapolis. Go to St. Elmo's. Everyone's going to tell you to go to St. Elmo's. It depends on the time of the year. That game is very time of year dependent. Again, we're getting the schedule in drips and drabs. Monday, we saw the announcement of some key games. What are we learning? That we're going to get Cowboys Chiefs on Thanksgiving, for goodness sakes. Okay, sure. I like that. Black Friday games, Christmas Day games. The entire international slate has come out, and the only thing we need to know there is the Niners do not need a passport this year. You do not need a passport to go to every single 49ers game this year. They are not leaving the continental United States. So, again, bad for maybe the fun of the trip that would come with that, but good for the team and their body clocks, and that's all that's important. Must be trouble says, do people actually look forward to the schedule? Oh, I think so. Again, there is an awful lot of stuff that is put forward that you really don't need to know. But look, the football season is a schedule through which I live and plan my entire life from September through the holidays. My entire life is very football dependent. Maybe it's not so much for you, but yes, the schedule release is a big deal. And knowing the path that the team has to walk through and what the path looks like and the amount of when's your bye week, how many quick turnarounds and short rests and short weeks do you have? All of that matters when you're trying to put together the gumbo that is your chances to have a good NFL season. Again, gumbo. Go to New Orleans. Just go to New Orleans. So I'll say this, DJ, you are right about this. Schedule reveal videos are the new hotness. Well, here's the thing. everyone has been chasing that outstanding Tennessee Titans schedule release video from a few years ago where they're going out to people and they can't identify the teams and they say all the names wrong. That is one of the funniest front office team-based social media things I think we've ever seen in sports. And everyone has been chasing that since. There have been some really interesting, I think the Chargers did a big anime schedule release video a season or two ago that was pretty good. Awful lot of Easter eggs built in. I remember somebody having like a massage table built into a Cleveland Browns announcement that was pretty funny and raw. So yeah, we will see. We will again get creative, have fun. I remember the Niners actually brought in Steph Sanchez to do her Nick Bosa impression to read how excited Nick was about the entire schedule. That was pretty funny. That was pretty good. But like everything in sports, I fear that it now has way too much of a case of the too cutes, and it's going to get a little too cute. We will see. Red Jet. See, all I do is say gumbo. There it is. There it is. Put some Z snaps up for gumbo and Red Jet. So, by the way, speaking of Z snaps for something delicious, let me tell you about my man Ike, because he has got something absolutely delicious waiting for you at his one of 120 Ike's shops now. And let me just show you this. I would call it a bad boy, but it ain't a bad boy. It's a bad girl. Look at that. This is one of Ike's newest offerings. You know, Ike has tapped into the WNBA, and this is the KP Nasty, which is Kelsey Plum's sandwich. Kelsey Plum's in the WNBA, and she invented this with Ike. They've got a video out of her cobbling it together, and it sounds good. It looks good. Although I wouldn't put it on Dutch Crunch, man. I protect the roof of my mouth. I need soft bread. It's fried chicken, barbecue sauce, honey mustard, purple coleslaw, French dressing, cheddar cheese, and if you ask for it Kelsey's way, you get a full portion of pastrami on it as well. I don't know much about Kelsey, but any chick who's like, yeah, in order to be more like me, you got to add pastrami. That's my kind of girl right there. So that sandwich looks awesome. It is available now at Ike's. Get yourself to Ike's. Try the Kelsey Plum. Try a Damon Bruce. Try a Jamie Sirewich. Try an Adam Richmond. Try a Menage a Trois. Try a Backstabber. Everything he's got is fantastic. And check out Ike's Catering for your office. Here's the office everyone needs right on West Portal in San Francisco. Go to the Dubliner West Portal. Say hello to both Kenny and John. Tell them the Blues sent you. And thank them for being incredible sponsors of what I'm doing over here. Guys, thank you so very, very much. Where are you going to watch the Warriors probably get eliminated tonight? Going to the Dubliner? Drink your cares away? It's not the worst idea I've heard. And Muni will drop you off right out front and pick you up so you don't have to worry about getting home at all. If you are worried about what you're doing in terms of camping this summer, check out this app right here. You see that? That's what it looks like. And when you want to download it, what you need to do is go to campsitetonight.app. Are you an outdoorsy person in the state of California looking to make a plan to go camping this summer? Well, Campsite Tonight is basically hotels.com, but for campsites all over the state of California. Do not make a plan to go camping without checking out whether or not there's a campsite waiting for you. This is at local parks, national parks, everywhere that you could go camping in the state of California. Go to campsitetonight.app. It's like hotels.com, but for campsites. You will be happy that you checked it out. No surprises. No surprises. There is absolutely nothing worse than pulling up for your big camping trip to find out there's no room at the inn. So check out Campsite Tonight. By the way, Smiley Dan. It's always great to see Smiley Dan. He says, met a guy the other night at a bar. He told me to go see Great North Beach Kenny at the Dubliner. It was an awesome introduction. Yeah, Kenny lives in North Beach. I first met Kenny when he was bartending at the La Rocca's in North Beach, which, by the way, is also one of my favorite bars in North Beach. I love Vesuvio, I love Specs, and I like La Rocca's right there on the same block as Cobb's. But yeah, I love bar guys, bar culture, my kinds of people. Hey, look at Sean. He's like, Indy's great for St. Elmo's and golf at the Speedway. Yeah, if it's early enough in the year, you can go out to the Indianapolis Motorsports golf course, and a few of those holes are inside the actual Speedway. You walk underneath the track to go play a few of the holes in that golf course. Waiting in campsite tonight to officially submit a web banner for Damon Bruce to promote. What is it? I don't even know what that means. Officially submit a web banner for Damon Bruce to promote. I don't know. Just download campsite tonight and check it out. You'll be very happy that you did. Damon, the Cardinals 49ers play the Cardinals in week 3. So 2 of their first 3 games, as we know right now, if we can take that as a matter of fact, are going to be against the division opponent. So getting off to a quick and early start all of a sudden matters more for the 49ers with 2 division opponents within their first 3 games, if that's the way it is all indeed going down. Let's see. Dear media, mock NFL schedules would be a terrible idea. Yes, we don't want that. We imagine booking flights for games that aren't even actually scheduled. that would suck. Hey, CG Ruthless is in here. What's up, brother? Always good to see you, man. I know you're excited about this schedule. Week 1, it's between the Colts or Seahawks. Again, Dave Softy Mahler has said it's Seahawks. I want to hope for Dave's sake at this point that he's got that one right. But we will see. We will see. I would much rather be the Colts. I would much rather start a NFL game or an NFL season without a high leverage game in week 1. Because week one is the least predictable week of football that you get. You have no idea what you're going to be looking at in week 1. And with the way that Kyle Shanahan in the past has basically sat all of his starters into week 1, that's not a game. I don't like to start a football season with a division opponent. If I were commissioner, I just wouldn't let it happen. I'd say everybody starts a week 1 opponent out of division. That game's too big to have it at launch. At least that's the way I feel about it. Little 49ers roster news for you today. Kyle Posey says that the 49ers have signed defensive back Derek Canteen to a 3-year deal. To make room for Canteen, the team waived safety Quindell Johnson. It's safe to assume that Canteen made a serious impression on the team during the rookie mini camp for them to go out and sign a 3-year deal, though I'm sure it's one of those 3-year deals that is very easy for the team to tear up when they see fit. Nothing guaranteed probably in that 3-year deal. This was a redshirt senior who played 1 season at the University of Cincinnati. He started 12 games in 2024, 44 tackles, 3 tackles for a loss, 5 pass breakups, an interception. Look, we probably never actually see him on a football field. I don't know. But another camp body being brought in for the 49ers, and they let go of the camp body that was Quindell Johnson to make that happen. Some NFL news breaking this morning, and that's Derrick Henry and Baltimore have agreed to a 2-year extension that gets him $25 million guaranteed over the next 2 years that he is going to now, you can say he's going to retire a Baltimore Raven. That's pretty obvious. So we will have much more NFL news throughout the evening. On tomorrow's show, we will have the entire schedule. Kruger and I on Friday morning, of course, during Wake Up, we'll be breaking the whole damn thing down. I'll be joining Kruger tonight, Kruger and Company, for a little Warriors post-game. At 7 p.m. this evening, I think we're going to go ahead and broadcast it on my channel as well, but I'm going to be joining Glenn Kuiper to talk a little baseball. I haven't spent much time talking baseball this year. We're going to dive into a little Giants baseball. Glenn has invited me onto his channel. I'm looking forward to joining him. Like and subscribe to our good friends all around us, if you could, please. Let's see. Golden State Warriors, what can I tell you, man? What can I tell you? Last one out of the gym, turn off the lights, right? I mean, that's where you are. The Warriors face elimination without Steph Curry tonight at 6:30 in Minnesota. I do not like their chances. The best chance, the single best chance the Warriors got of getting a Game 6 back in their own gym is Minnesota gagging on the mission, right? That's what I really think. The best chance the Warriors have to win tonight is the Minnesota Timberwolves choke on this moment in front of their own home crowd. Oh, and Jimmy Butler's going to have to take more than 9 shots, and somebody named Moses Moody or Brandon Pajemski is going to have to do something other than absolutely nothing in the scoring column. Might be a night to start Jonathan Kuminga and ask him to go for 45. Draymond Green's got to play quarterback. No interceptions, Draymond. Got to cut down on those turnovers. The amount of things that have to go right include Buddy Hield being incendiary between now and the end of his season for the Warriors to keep this thing going on. I don't think it's going to happen. I really don't. And I don't know if you do either. But I'll tell you this, the Timberwolves have only been to the Western Conference Finals twice in franchise history. Last year being one of those times. They got beat by Luka and the Dallas Mavericks. And before that, it was all the way back in the Kevin Garnett days. I mean, that's Kevin Garnett and Stephon Marbury, Minnesota. I almost called them Vikings, Minnesota Timberwolves days. So maybe the moment gets a little bit big for them. Again, the Warriors have cobbled together decent efforts. But then at one point in time, the talent that Minnesota has and the Warriors do not have creates a separation that they just, again, if you want to create less distance between the talent that they got and the talent that you're missing, hitting shots is not an option. You got to play great defense. That goes without saying, but hitting shots. I'm not worried about the Warriors defensively. Offensively, they are a little kid lost in the woods without Steph Curry leading the way. Hey, my man Rob C. Note says, can we start a FRC? I just bought a tiny share into the Oakland Ballers. I want to be cheap and ruin a team like fuck John Fisher. FRC, was it a fundraising credit? I don't know. What is FRC? Is this, hey, Rob C. Note, when it comes to investing in local sports, who's done it more than you? I appreciate your investment in this channel always. I really do. But yeah, I go ahead, get a little share of the Ballers. Can we start a hashtag FRC? Who is RC? That's not fuck John Fisher. Who is he upset with? Am I missing something here? Who's the RC? Is anyone picking up on that? Chat, I need some help over here. Oh, no. Oh, it's Rob. Oh, no. First of all, we would never, ever say such a thing about you, Rob. I mean, the only people I want fucking Rob C are hopefully beautiful women who love you dearly. How about LRC? Love Rob C. Note. That's the hashtag right there. Smiley Dan, hardest game to win is a closeout game, but it's still an uphill battle for sure. Yeah, look, and we all know that, Steve Kerr and the Warriors have a really good record in these closeout games. However, he's got Steph Curry in pretty much all of those. And tonight they will not have Steph Curry. And honestly, I don't even know if they would have Curry for game 6, the way this hamstring seems to be lingering with him. So Man, it's just bad news. It's bad news. Last one out of the gym. Please turn off the lights. We got 2 NBA teams facing elimination in bad, precarious situations because of injuries to their superstars. And in the NBA, when your superstar is hurt, your chances to win pretty much go out the door. Don't believe me? Ask the Boston Celtics. Down 3-1, the only thing the Celtics have going for them is that this game tonight is going to be back in Boston. But without Tatum, we'll see if the New York Knicks can close this series out. And without Steph Curry on the road, we'll see what the Timberwolves do with the Warriors this evening. And again, win, lose, there will be no draw, but win or lose, join me tonight. We're going to be co-streaming little Kruger and company. We're going to be doing some post-game this evening around the Golden State Warriors. So there you go. That's what you need to know. That's all you need to know. Everything else you need to know will be revealed at 5 o'clock tonight on NFL Network when we really get the official here is your damn schedule for real moment. Why couldn't we do that earlier in the day? Oh, I know, because everything has to be a primetime media event for the NFL, and this is why they print their own money. The NFL, through their schedules so much attention for itself. There is no greater media manipulator out there, maybe other than Donald Trump himself, who plays the media like a Stradivarius, like whether I like the guy or not. There's no denying that. And the NFL plays the media like Leonard Bernstein. I mean, they can just have the entire symphony playing whatever tune they want, just with the suggestion of, oh, here's a little piece of news. Would you like to share it with your audience? Yes, we would. The NFL's king, man. It really, really is. Sporticus says Jaylen Brown has been Boston's best player for a couple of years now. I wouldn't say he's their best player. I mean, Tatum leads them in games, points, rebounds, and assists since being drafted, I believe. But, Jaylen Brown, as good as he is, I don't think he's ready to lead the way by himself. Without Tatum, they're in a ton of trouble. Barry knows what's up. Today in history? Yeah. Here we go. As always, we start with some happy birthdays. And, in terms of have you helped society or helped ruin society, I don't know where you come down on the Mark Zuckerberg side of that teeter-totter, but I will say this in Mark Zuckerberg's defense. You can drive around San Francisco and see his names on hospitals. Can't say the same thing for Elon Musk. So Mark Zuckerberg, who does help build hospitals, you get a happy birthday. Believe it or not, Mark Zuckerberg's an old man now. He's 41 years old. 41 years old. Happy birthday to him. Happy birthday to 3 other geniuses, if you don't mind me saying. Happy 73rd birthday to David Byrne, the genius of Talking Heads. It is also the incredibly difficult to work with genius behind Talking Heads that denies what would be one of the single greatest concert tours ever. If Talking Heads ever came back, holy shit, what would I pay to go see Talking Heads? I don't know, but if the kids don't go to college, that's fine because daddy got to see Talking Heads. God damn, David Burns. Why do you have to be such a prick to Tina? Was it Tina Weymouth? She can't stand him. He said the man is incapable of friendship. That's a rough estimate of who you are on the inside. He's incapable of friendship. Having said that, guy's a freaking genius. Happy birthday to David Byrne. His one-man show that was on HBO, outstanding. Happy 73rd birthday as well to Robert Zemeckis. His friends call him Bob. The reason why you call him one of Hollywood's great directors is because he gave us Back to the Future. Bob Zemeckis, baby. Thank you very much, Robert Zemeckis, a great director. And speaking of great directors, true cinematic visionaries, and then a guy who stayed around a little bit too long, got too involved with CGI, mucked things up a little, had to be removed from the equation, and the equation did get better. But still, happy 81st birthday to George Lucas. I mean, there you go. He birthed the entire Star Wars universe. And then he almost ruined it. Then he sold it. And now I think it's in good shape again. People keep telling me watch Andor. And Andor is great, I keep on hearing. I will check it out. Again, when both kids are off to college and I have a little time to watch something, I will check it out. Today, by the way, in 2015, we lost B.B. King today. Talk about a music legend, and then maybe the legend of them all we lost today. In 1998 today, May 14th, 1998, we lost Frank Sinatra. Let's see. But what actually happened on this day? Forget about birthdays. Forget about people being born or dying. Let's get into some historical shit that happened today. You want some historical shit? Let's go all the way back to 1643. Is there any other show bringing you back to 1643 other than this one? I mean, if that's not worthy of a like and subscribe right there, I do not. Come on. Today in 1643, a 4-year-old Louis XIV ascended to the throne of France. That would be the equivalent of my 5-year-old, or I guess my 3-year-old, ascending to the throne of the Bruce household. Can you imagine if Jack were king? Let me tell you, if Jack were king, he'd be a benevolent king. He'd be a good king. He'd be a thoughtful little boy king. Ozzy would probably start launching like catapults and lopping heads off with guillotines just to laugh. Ozzy would be an evil king. Jack, benevolent king. But either way, I would say the age of 4 is a little too young to be ascending to the throne of anywhere. But, you know, in 1643, they were getting down like that over in France. Yeah, go see what King Paw Patrol has to say. Today in 1796, Edward Jenner administered the very first vaccination against smallpox. They believed in vaccinations in 1796 more than we believe in vaccinations in 2025. There is a reason for that. We all know the reasons for that. And it is not based in, what do I need? Oh, yeah, smart or science. Let's see. Today, in 1804, you want to talk about those guys had huge balls? Let me ask you, what if I told you, I need you to leave your house and walk 20 miles in any direction, not knowing what is between you and that end point? Would you do it? No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't do it. Well, in 1804, a guy named Meriwether Lewis and another guy named William Clark decided to go for a little walk starting from the American Midwest, and they decided we're going to go to the Pacific coast. How far away is that? Don't know. What's between us and the end point that we don't know where it is? Don't know. Mountains? Probably. Streams? Rivers? Probably. All sorts of shit that's looking to kill and eat us from humans and animals alone? Probably. Let's go. Lewis and Clark left on their famous expedition today in 1804. That took guts. Today in 1850, the first U.S. patent for a dishwashing machine was issued to a man named Joel Houghton in Ogden, New York. Now, I think we all use dishwashing machines, and thank goodness for them. It's good to have a good dishwasher. But I tell you all that to let you know this. This is the interesting fact. Not today that the patent was granted, but it was granted for what was called at the time improvement in machines for washing table furniture. So I'm guessing in 1850, the word dishes hadn't been invented yet. They used to call dishes table furniture. I didn't know that. Table furniture. Okay. I'm glad we went with dishes. Today in 1939, Bob Feller pitched a perfect game against the White Sox on Mother's Day. It was Mother's Day today in 1939. He had his family in attendance, his mother, of course, being one of those family members on Mother's Day. And as Bob Feller was pitching a perfect game, one of his pitches got fouled off into the seats, and it hit his mother directly in the face. She needed 7 stitches to close the cut above her eye on Mother's Day. At least her kid won the game and threw a perfect game. But how about that? On Mother's Day, your mom takes a foul ball to the noggin and needs 7 stitches. Today in 1973, Skylab, the very first American space station, was launched and placed into orbit. That's pretty cool. Today in 1998, 76.3 million people tuned in for the single worst episode of Seinfeld ever. The Seinfeld season finale was today in 1998. Again, 76 million people tuned in for that. And it was a freaking clip show. Oh, they screwed that up. The worst episode of Seinfeld is one of the most watched TV shows of all time. I mean, it's literally, you could throw a rock into a bucket of Seinfeld episodes and you're guaranteed to hit 3-4 great episodes as long as you're nowhere around the finale. The finale of Curb Your Enthusiasm, the series finale of that, was a massive, let's not screw up this finale like they did to the Seinfeld finale homage. It was brilliant. It really, really was. And there you go. That is all you really need to know other than today, and the opportunity to really enjoy this day is probably already passed because this is a definitive breakfast item, but I do not know why. It could be used in so many other places. Today is National Buttermilk Biscuit Day. Is there anything that when you see it come out of the oven, hot, piping fresh, that makes you as excited as a buttermilk biscuit? I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can pull out of the oven where you go, ooh, that's nice. But I mean, there's nothing better than that buttermilk biscuit coming out. What I like to do with a fresh buttermilk biscuit is make a little compound butter, salt, cinnamon, a little bit of sugar, mix it all together. Oh, it doesn't get better than that. Doesn't get any better than that. Buttermilk Biscuit Day. Come on. Phenomenal. So hopefully you get to work in a buttermilk biscuit at some point in time in your day. In the meantime, thank you so much for joining us here on The Plus. It means a lot. Thanks as always to Rob C. coming in with a generous super chat. Really appreciate that. Check out the merch. We got memberships available. Like and subscribe all the way around, and then come on back tonight. I'll be live with Glenn Kuiper at 7. I'll be live with Kruger and company after Warriors and Timberwolves wrap up. I'm sure we're going to be dropping a video about the definitive here is your NFL 49ers schedule at some point, either today, tomorrow. So keep an eye on everything. Like and subscribe all the way around. And thank you so much for supporting everything we're doing over here. Oh, wait a minute. If Chef A is talking biscuits, we need to know what's up. Hold on. Best biscuits I ever had were in Texas at Grist Mill, going back in November to eat more. I got to tell you, one of the best freaking biscuits I ever had was in Denver at it was a place called the Denver Biscuit Company, and had an incredible breakfast there. But yeah, just biscuits. Gotta love biscuits. Gotta love a little, what is it? Humpty Dance. I'm the one who said just grab them in the biscuits. Damn, Damon can fuck up a biscuit. What? No, dude. A little butter, a little cinnamon and sugar on a biscuit? That's fantastic. It's like honey and biscuits. Can't go wrong there. Can't go wrong there. Chicken Spot, Knott's Berry Farm, good biscuits. See, it's good to know about this. Put the biscuit in the basket. Send it in Jerome. Put the lotion in the basket. Thank you so much for watching. You are my kind of people. And please do remember that sports don't build character. They reveal it. And like that, he's gone. Biscuit.